As you've heard, to some investors, crypto is the way of the future. To others, it's little more than a scam. Either way, buyer beware. Here's John Blackstone.
At the Computer History Museum in Silicon Valley, the exhibits chart how technology got to where it is today. Originally, people didn't think that you needed a keyboard for a computer. That wasn't the idea.
Well, no, the way computers had always evolved is they started out as a processor like this with switches and lights.
There could be no better guide to this history than Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple. Over here is the Apple I.
Yeah.
In 1976, Wozniak built the Apple I, and from that, he and Steve Jobs built a company.
Incredible times. Just coming down wanting to build a neat product.
Wozniak was the inventor, Jobs was the master salesman. And when Wozniak created the Apple II, Jobs had something new to sell, the first personal computer to display color.
That was the machine that really made personal computers go because it was so fun. Look at the logo, 6 colors, so many breakthroughs in there that are just so far out of the box.
You helped start the computer revolution that brought us where we are today. Good or bad?
Well, it's good. Well, yeah, until the internet came and it offered new business models, you know, ways to have power over other people and control a lot of customers. That's when some of the bad started happening.
And some of that bad has happened to Steve Wozniak.
Some people said they lost their life savings.
And of course, it's fraud.
Wozniak's wife, Janet, learned from one of the victims that a scam on YouTube was using Wozniak to steal Bitcoin.
I got an email on our web server. It said, "When are you going to send me my money?" And I wrote back and I said, "What are you talking about?" And they had actually taken video of Woz talking about Bitcoin, and then they put a nice frame around it with a Bitcoin address that if you sent him any amount of Bitcoin, he would send you double that back.
You might think that YouTube, owned by Google, would be quick to take down a fraudulent video using the image of Apple's co-founder, but you'd be wrong.
We never got to YouTube. Our lawyers got into their lawyer, that's all.
Brian Danitz is Wozniak's lawyer.
We've asked YouTube over and over, and it keeps happening.
So Wozniak sued YouTube on behalf of some of those who lost money in the Bitcoin scam.
I sent in, it was 0.9 Bitcoin worth $59,000 at the time.
Jennifer Marion is one of them. And you thought you might get more than $100,000 worth back?
Yes.
And what did you get back?
I got back nothing.
You didn't think, this is too good to be true, doubling your money in minutes?
You know, in retrospect, it seems so obvious that this must be a scam, but in that moment, I was just comfortable at home. I was on YouTube, a well-known platform. I was watching a video from a verified business, and in that moment, I viewed it like a business transaction. Like if I was in a physical Google store, and the Google store representative told me there's a representative from a company over there, and they said, okay, we're doing a special, 50% off if you buy in cash. I kind of viewed it like that. It was like kind of like a buy one, get one free for Bitcoin.
No, that's a crime. You know, a good person, if you see a crime happening, you step in and you do something about it. You try to stop it.
Wozniak's lawsuit against YouTube has been tied up in court now for 5 years, stalled by federal legislation known as Section 230.
Section 230 is a very broad statute that limits, if not totally, the ability to bring any kind of case against these social media platforms.
Section 230 is sometimes called the 26 words that created the Internet. It became law in 1996.
It says that anything gets posted, they have no liability at all. It's totally absolute.
Google responded to our inquiry about Wozniak's lawsuit with a statement. We take abuse of our platform seriously and take action when we detect violations. We have tools for users to report channels that are impersonating their likeness or business. Janet Wozniak, however, says YouTube did nothing, even though she reported the scam video multiple times.
You know, please take this down. This is an obvious mistake. This is fraud. You're YouTube, you're helping dupe people out of their money. but
They wouldn't.
So I think that users in general on YouTube need to be cautious and know that YouTube isn't fighting back. These scams that have been refined to be very effective and psychologically manipulative are allowed to continuously be put up on YouTube. So they're there every day. So you need to be aware that it's not safe. Don't think, oh, YouTube, Google, be good, that kind of thing, that it's safe. It's not.
YouTube is not the only platform used by scammers. They now operate across the internet.
Over $10 billion in AI scams are happening on the internet. $5 billion in cybercurrency scams on the internet. We get contacted every week by people who have been scammed on the internet.
Look at spam, look at the phishing attempts, just all over the place, and there's not enough real, muscle to fight it.
As a pioneer of the personal computer, Wozniak's goal was to give computing power to the people. The internet did that as well. When the internet really began to be of public use, it seemed to be there to democratize information.
Oh, I loved it for that. You could talk to people all over the world. They could publish knowledge that they knew without having to go through a third-party book publisher.
What happened to that democratization of the
Well,
internet?
what happened to it was companies figured out how to exploit it. Then came the social web and Google. Google had to make money tracking you and selling it to advertisers.
Wozniak sold most of his Apple stock in the mid-1980s when he left the company. Today, though, he still gets a small paycheck from Apple for making speeches and representing the company. How does it make you feel, then, seeing Apple become a trillion-dollar company?
Well, of course, I'm proud, and Apple is still the best. And when Apple does things I don't like, and some of the closeness, I wish it were more open, I'll speak out about it. Nobody buys my voice.
Apple listen to you when you speak out?
No. Oh, no. Oh, no.